These long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Dunkin' every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Dunkin' is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. And then for a limited time, there's black cherry and there's pink pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer. Every good detective needs a partner to support them on important cases. Think of a State Farm agent like your sidekick, there to help you along the way in your search for coverage. State Farm can help you choose the coverage you need, whether it's for your home, car, boat, or even RV. With so many options, it's nice knowing you have help finding what fits for you so you can get back to solving all of life's bigger cases. Go to statefarm.com or use the award-winning app to connect with a local agent and get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat, emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint Story is better. Every plan, $15 a month. Even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending. Zero tears. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Hey, weirdos. I'm Ash.
And I'm Elena.
And this is Morbid.
Whoa. That sounded a little like the mini morbid thing.
Yeah, it did, sort of.
It sure did.
I know.
That was like a throwback.
I know sometimes I want to sing that song and sometimes I don't.
Maybe someday you will.
Maybe.
Again.
I don't know.
Maybe. Who knows?
Not me.
Who can be sure?
Not you.
You know?
No one. It's so fucking hot.
It is. It's hot. I hate summer, you know.
It's a cruel,
it's the same old feeling for me.
Summer.
I'm ready for fall.
I know.
But there's a lot of exciting things happening.
Tell us.
Monday is the Ghost concert in Boston.
Ooh.
Super excited about that.
I'm excited for you.
Very excited to go.
I can't wait to hear how it was.
Ooh, I can't wait.
I liked
so
that.
And we...
You should do that there.
I'm going to do that.
Do it, you won't.
Do it, you won't. Challenge accepted. I am doing a book event at Unlikely Story.
I'm excited.
August 13th at 7 p.m. We're going to be posting a link. I'll be posting one on my Instagram. We'll post it on Morbid's. I think Zando will probably put it on theirs. Unlikely Story will have it up. All that good stuff.
Maybe I'll put it up.
Maybe Ash, because Ash is back on Instagram, so she can put it up. I know. I was going to say, who knows how long.
For now.
But she's there, so maybe she'll post it. And you can get tickets and bring your book. I'm doing a live signing this time, not signing ahead of time. So I'll be doing like a little signing line afterwards. Can't wait to meet you guys.
Hey.
Very excited about it. Very excited about it.
And
is what I just said. And excited. I know how to speak.
We do it professionally.
We have some really fun stuff with this one too.
Yeah, we actually had a meeting about it today.
So we're going to be doing fun drinks at this one that are themed. And before it's like, oh, well, that doesn't really apply to me or something. Listen,
There's
I'm
something
hitting
for everybody.
I'm hitting everyone. We're doing a themed coffee drink. We're doing a themed mocktail. And we're doing a themed cocktail.
And if you don't like that, you can have a themed water.
Exactly. Whatever your persuasion, you will have something that you can drink. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
And they're going to be themed for Detective LaRue, for Jeremy Rose, and for my girl, Dr. Rem Mulla.
And there's actually no themed water. I lied.
There isn't, but there's water that we'll name the water.
Yeah,
okay,
we'll come up with a name all
drinks.
together there.
We're naming the drinks. I won't tell you what the drinks are named yet because that'll be like a fun surprise that who knows? It'll probably be released by the time this comes out, but
I don't know.
Who really knows?
Not me.
We'll know soon.
But it was fun to come up with them.
It was very fun to come up with them, and I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with them. I'm very excited. They're very yummy drinks. Unlikely Story's awesome. We just
Fucking love it there. The amount of books we bought there today was ungodly.
Yeah, I can't stop. Shop your local bookstores.
I was just gonna say that.
They're awesome.
We've been saying the
indie
same thing a
booksellers
lot.
are the best. Local bookstores are so good. We love them. They're just iconic. But yeah, so come to that. That'll be fun. What else do we got going on? Oh, fun game thing that just happened.
We got sent Sam and Colby's new collab with Hunt a Killer. It's called The Haunting at Wicker Ridge.
We're very excited. We're already coming up with a game plan to play it with Dave and Mikey at Mikey's house for our next movie night. We're gonna make it a game night now.
So excited.
I love Hunt a Killer shit. This is like not an ad, by the way, guys.
No.
We just literally are excited about this. Like
This
I'm
is just
holding it
fucking
right
cool.
now, and we got excited about it.
There's a planchette on it, right?
There's a fucking planchette included in it. I think like it looks like on the back. I'm excited.
cool.
It looks like there's a lot of like mysticism and shit in it. I'm just excited about this. I love a good Hunt a Killer game.
They
I
were
want
one of
a
our
Hunt a Killer game.
I want a Hunt a Killer game too.
We should have a morbid Hunt a Killer game.
They were one of our first sponsors. I think
were.
actually they were our first sponsor.
Yeah, they've always
like ever.
been a supporter, and I've always supported them. I loved them from the beginning when
Let's
it was just the
manifest it.
black plain boxes that you would get full of shit.
Yeah, I remember when
Still
you get
awesome,
those.
and I loved them. So yeah, I want a morbid Hunt a Killer game.
Put it out to the universe.
Putting it out into the universe. Manifestation. But yeah, pick it up, the Sam and Colby one. It's The Haunting at Wicker Ridge. Sam and Colby are lovely humans. We love them.
I hope to see
deeply.
them soon.
Hopefully we get to see them
Manifest
soon.
that too.
Yeah, we'll throw it out there.
What if I laughed like that? I definitely don't laugh like that, so don't tell me that.
I don't.
Whenever I say, oh, what if I laughed like that? Everybody's always like, Ash, you do laugh like that. That I don't laugh like, and I know it, okay?
I know
So
it.
don't tell me that. All right, let's get into it. I have a two-parter,
A two-parter.
and it's brutal.
Oh.
But in a different manner than
Okay.
I think we've really covered before.
Okay.
It's definitely morbid.
Yeah.
Definitely morbid, but
Definitely
it's
true crime.
super true crime. Yep.
Yep.
Convictions happen.
Yeah. This is
but
not spooky. This is true crime.
it's a little spooky,
Spooky.
but not in the paranormal way.
No.
But no, it's a very, very awful case, and I can't believe I had never heard of it before.
I have heard of this one. I do not know like the details of it.
You're about to.
Which I know I say sometimes, but it's true. I see a lot of cases. I just don't look into them deeply.
It's pretty fair to say things that are true.
Yeah.
It's fair to say things in general.
It's just fair.
It's just fair. So let's get into it. We're going to be talking about Linda Hazzard and what was known as Starvation Heights.
Which is one of the most horrifying names. It tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, and that's a nickname, by the
Yeah.
way. So who the fuck was Linda Hazzard?
Who the fuck was she?
Well, first, before she was Linda Hazzard, she was Linda Laura Burfield, and she was born December 18th, 1867 in Carver, Minnesota. Hate to break it to you, she's a Capricorn. Oh. Yeah.
That's not
I
great.
think she is, right? Hold on. Oh, fuck! She's a Sagittarius.
Ha!
Which actually, like,
She's not a Capricorn.
I'm not going to say it makes sense, but, you know.
But she's not a Capricorn.
She's not a Capricorn. That's important.
That's all that matters.
Anyways,
here.
she was the oldest of 7 children born to Susanna and Montgomery Burfield.
Susanna and Montgomery?
You can't say Montgomery
No.
any other way.
No.
Montgomery had been a corporal in the Civil War, and when the war ended, he and his wife moved west and started a life of homesteading in Star Lake Township.
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
I know. From the moment that she could walk and talk, Linda was super curious. She was super outgoing. She was a very happy child. She was much more interested in nature than she was playing dolls or whatever else little girls did in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Her parents had been vegetarian for years, so she ate a vegetarian diet as well. But beyond being simply vegetarians, Montgomery and Susanna Burfield held very particular views on health and diet and exercise that, remember, kids are like little sponges.
Oh, they take in everything.
So this would all have a pretty profound influence on Linda's future.
Uh-oh.
Looking back, she traced her eventual interest in natural therapies to her childhood, and in particular to the family doctor, who she said would visit the family to provide annual checkups. She said no one was sick, but he had brought the idea that the medical men of the day could ward off potential problems with their black bag of tricks.
Okay.
So it's like, you don't necessarily need to see a doctor if you're not sick with something.
Like, you want your annual checkup?
Totally.
For sure. Do that, in fact.
Yes,
Please
absolutely. That's very important. Go to all your, but like, you'll see what I mean in a second. So Linda's father in particular held a firm belief in the abilities of the county doctor and his strange approach to medicine that, according to Linda, yielded absolutely nothing but terrible, terrible results. During one visit, the doctor insisted that the kids had some kind of intestinal parasite, and he prescribed a, quote, blue mass pill for all of them, which is a very outdated cure-all that contained, among other things, mercury. Like a high level of mercury.
I don't see the problem here.
Yeah. As a result of taking the pills, multiple kids in the family started having, this is kind of gross, sorry, frequent and very severe bouts of vomiting and diarrhea that at the time weren't immediately connected to the pills. So the cycle just kind of repeated itself over and over again because he thinks this pill is some kind of cure-all. So he's like, oh, keep taking it. Eventually you'll stop yakking and shitting.
And it's like, no, but if we're still puking and shitting, it's
Something's
obviously
wrong.
not curing all. Like, there's obviously a problem here.
Yeah. Linda wrote, and this is a quote, I now know what, of course, I could not then suspect, that this powerful poison did irreparable injury to my intestines, retarding and preventing their development and growth to such a degree that even to this day I am compelled to resort to the enema daily.
A daily enema?
A daily enema is diabolical.
A once-in-a-lifetime enema is diabolical.
Thank the Lords. I've talked about many of a stomach issue on this podcast. I've never had to have an enema.
Daily?
I can't imagine ever having an enema.
No.
Daily?
No. No, that's bad. That's really bad.
Ow. So after the family's treatment from the local doctor, Linda and her siblings all really sadly spent years in poor health. They all had chronic stomach problems, an inability to keep most food down. And because of that, they ended up losing teeth and hair from malnourishment.
Holy shit.
Yeah, very intense. At the same time, Linda, or I should really say Linda's parents, were looking for a suitable man to marry Linda off to when she turned 18.
Because the 1800s of it all.
Yes, of course. That man turned out to be Irwin Perry, the son of a well-off farmer who was 14 years older than her.
Very
Gross.
1800s.
Mm-hmm. Later, Linda said she didn't really have the heart for their relationship because she was pretty much just solely focused on finding the real cure for what was ailing her, her siblings, and many other people like her.
Yeah.
But it's also possible that whatever potential their marriage had was almost completely undermined by the death of Linda's father just 1 month after the marriage. I'll say it for real this time. Montgomery had been taking an order of logs to the local mill when the strap holding them together broke. And in all the chaos, he was dragged under the mass of logs and crushed to death.
Holy shit.
That is the most 1800s way to die.
It really is.
Like, I'm not even saying that to be funny.
No, it literally is. I can't think of a much more 1800s way to die.
Or Final Destination way to die. Awful.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And this is really sad. A lot of times the grief of losing her father left Linda just straight up depressed. She couldn't get out of bed. She wasn't really focused on anything.
Because you lost your father, but to lose him in that way too must be just... Because you're thinking, that's a brutal way for someone to die.
And she's young, which means her father probably wasn't that old, you know? So it consumed any kind of bandwidth that maybe she would have had to focus on her new marriage. As far as Linda was concerned, Montgomery, her father, was the ideal man and husband, and nobody was ever going to live up to that standard. Definitely not Irwin or any of the men that she was with later in her life.
I mean, have high standards, girl.
Yeah, but still, she did her best to settle into married life. In 1889, she gave birth to their first child, a son they named, I think it's Roland.
Or yeah,
I think it could be Roland.
Roland.
But I like Roland with the homies better.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. They also had a daughter named Nina who came along 2 years later. Sadly, Nina wasn't a big part of her mother's life. Author of Starvation Heights, Greg Olson, who we've talked about before, wrote, as far as most Ollallans are concerned, Nina Floy Perry was non-existent. No one had ever seen her, and years later, only one out of all the old-timers could recall Dr. Hazzard talking about a daughter.
What the fuck?
In fact, by all accounts, Linda, who would become known as Dr. Hazzard, and her daughter never had much of a relationship at all. And when Linda died, all she left Nina in her will was $1.
That is, like, what the fuck?
It was like, obviously some shit happened there.
And it's like, and it sounds like, though, that like she never had a thing. Like she never talked about this child.
Yeah, never talked about her or anything.
So it's like, what could a child have done to deserve that kind of shit?
Yeah. There was,
I put that on her.
Oh, that's fully on her completely.
Oh, no, I know you were. I just mean like, what the fuck?
Yeah, $1.
Like $1? And
like
then
that's being a dick.
That's being a complete dick.
Yeah.
Like what the hell?
Apparently she was much closer to her son. Do you ever just wake up in the morning and think about so many things? I was thinking about gut microbiomes this morning. It seems like everything is connected to your gut microbiome. And the fact is, we are really actually right now learning so much about how the gut microbiome is key to our mental health, our immunity, and obviously digestion. If you're looking for digestive support, Ritual has got your back, or rather, your biome, with Synbiotic Plus, a 3-in-1 powerhouse of clinically studied pre, pro, and postbiotics to support a balanced gut microbiome with daily use. I actually use Synbiotic Plus. I've been using it for over a year now, and I think it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel regulare, if you will, and I like that feeling. Ritual Synbiotic Plus is designed with a delayed release capsule to help reach the colon instead of the stomach, because the colon is an ideal place for probiotics to survive and grow. So get your gut going. Support a balanced gut microbiome with Ritual Synbiotic Plus and get 25% off your first month at ritual.com/morbid. That's ritual.com/morbid for 25% off of your first month. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. With prices going up on just about everything lately, dealing with money can be stressful. Trying to manage subscriptions, track your spending, or cut costs can really just feel overwhelming. But luckily, Rocket Money can relieve some of that stress and help you feel confident in the financial decisions that you make. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills so you can grow your savings. And on top of all of that, it's doing so much for you, but Rocket Money is going to do more. They will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. The app automatically scans your bills to find opportunities to save and then goes to work to get you the better deal. They will even talk to customer service for you so that you don't have to. I would marry Rocket Money if I could. Rocket Money's 5 million members have saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, with members saving up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/morbid today. That's rocketmoney.com/morbid. rocketmoney.com/morbid. According to Greg Olson, nobody actually really knows what happened to end Linda and Irwin's marriage, which eventually did end. But in April 1898, she filed divorce papers claiming that her husband had abandoned her and the children, and he left them without any means of support, and she hadn't heard a word from him since.
Damn, Irwin.
I know. Well, it took some time, but in 1902, the court did agree to dissolve the marriage, and they allowed Linda to return to using her maiden name, rather than, using the man's last name who abandoned her.
Yeah, I get that.
Once the divorce was finalized, Linda made arrangements for her children to live with her mother in Star Lake.
Oh.
And now free of her familial obligations, she was finally able to turn her attention back to what she always wanted to pursue, a career as a fasting specialist. Greg Olson wrote that Linda just couldn't be bothered by motherhood and that she, quote, rationalized her decision. She would become a healing authority such as the world had ever known.
Wow.
So to those who knew her best, her story about Erwin abandoning her without any kind of notice never felt quite right. No one could really say where Erwin had gone off to, but people suspected that it was really Linda who had abandoned him and not the other way around. People who knew her best all remembered that what she was solely focused on was her desire to get rid of her husband and her family because she felt like they were basically preventing her from becoming the woman she knew she was destined to become.
Damn.
Yeah. She was what she herself referred to as a, quote, woman with a greater purpose, and she would not deny the world the innovations in healthcare she knew existed in her mind.
I wish she would have. I wish she would have denied the world that.
Retweet.
Yeah.
According to Linda, she discovered the miraculous healing powers of fasting in 1898 when she was looking for relief from the stomach problems that had plagued her for most of her life. I want to just say this. I'm not like against fasting, like intermittent fasting or anything like that.
Like
I'm not
healthy. Like
I'm not like making a stance on fasting at all.
Yeah.
So like, don't come at me for that. This is not fasting.
Yeah, what she's doing is not the fasting that they like. Yeah, that people do now. To
if you want to fast, by all means,
we're not
you
saying
can
shit about it.
I don't care. Do your thing.
Yeah.
Like you're an adult. You can do what you want to do. So like, please don't come at me.
Yeah,
this is not fasting.
Yeah, this method is not okay.
Just to be clear,
if you're doing this, it won't end well.
I'm not going after like the intermittent fasting or anything like that. Whatever.
This isn't,
this is different.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get wanted to get that out of the way.
Good call. That's why I was about to be like, I'm not saying shit.
No, that's the thing. This just isn't fasting.
No, it's not.
This is cruel and unusual.
That's why it's on Morbid. It's being told as a true crime story.
Exactly.
Like it's not good if it's being told as part of a true crime story.
No. So she said she discovered the healing powers of fasting in 1898, blah, blah, blah. It's possible that she did discover it back then, but it's also more likely that she probably came across the practice in the early 1900s while she was studying osteopathy while trying to get a nursing job. Around that time, Linda came across The Gospel of Health, a book by Dr. Edward Dewey, who at the time was a very vocal proponent of using fasting as a cure for various ailments across the board. According to his book, he discovered the supposed miracle cure while he was treating a patient for typhus in 1877. He said that the patient hadn't responded to any kind of traditional treatment, so as a last resort, he turned to fasting as a treatment. And he said that just a little over a month later, the patient was fully cured of a disease that would have killed them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure there was probably other things involved. Anyway, The Gospel of Health, as well as another one of Dewey's books, The No Breakfast Plan.
Oh!
In my opinion, breakfast is the most important thing of the
always
day.
breakfast plan.
Always
I love breakfast.
Eating breakfast has changed my life.
I love breakfast.
Eating breakfast has changed my life.
You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Again, that's for me.
That's
I don't care what you do.
That breakfast rules.
You don't want to eat breakfast? Don't.
I also grew up with a dad who makes fucking bomb breakfast.
Yeah.
So
my grandpa, Elena's dad, worked as a cook back in the Navy in the submarine service, and that motherfucker learned how to make a French toast, a hash brown, a fucking scramble like no other.
When he says, I'll make you a little breakfast.
Are you a little breakfast?
When I go over, I say, I don't care what time of the day it is. I'm like, let's go, girls.
He makes
so good.
Bomb shit.
Breakfast for life.
His hash browns.
Nothing beats them. Nothing.
Oh my God, I want
that. I will take a stance on.
Yeah.
Nobody beats those.
No one. I'll fight you. So the No Breakfast Plan, essentially became the healthcare Bible, and that other book too. Both became the healthcare Bible for Linda. And she reached out to Dewey, expressing her support and making a pitch for herself as the ideal candidate to continue on his work. Her appeal to his vanity worked, and he accepted Linda as an apprentice. And their relationship was probably one of the most important relationships she had in her life.
Damn.
But they didn't always see eye to eye on treatment plans. For example, when it came to the treatment for chronic stomach problems, Linda insisted that, quote, the internal bath, aka the enema, was the best course.
What a name for that.
The internal bath goes crazy.
That goes bonkers.
Internal bath is out of this world.
I love that she's just like, enemas?
The internal bath.
Ever heard of them?
This bitch
You ever
loves
heard
an
of the
enema.
internal bath?
This bitch is like dying words were probably internal bath.
Enemas rock.
I love enemas, she said. Anyway, she insisted it was a, quote, necessary hygienic accessory of the fast.
Oh.
Like, if you're fasting, what the fuck do you have to enema
I was
going to
say, you're not, there's nothing in there.
I don't even really understand, like, the whole concept of enemas. It's really just to flush things out, correct?
I think, and it's the internal bath, you know?
Anyway, so she was all about that life. Dewey, on the other hand, strongly disagreed, and he told his patients, quote, the bowel should be allowed to function naturally.
I mean, I gotta say, that sounds like the better course.
He didn't have a lot of great ideas when it comes to no breakfast, but I'm with this man that the bowel should be allowed to function naturally.
Although sometimes they don't, which I understand.
Sometimes.
I mean, IBS is a thing.
Yeah. Hot girls.
You know,
we know.
The hot girls have IBS.
So I have a shirt that says that. By 1903, Linda, nurse assistant, had refashioned herself as Dr. Linda Burfield, even though she had literally not a medical degree to be found.
Hate this already.
Yeah. But, this is similar to the story that I told with the Crescent Hotel about Dr. Norman Baker.
Oh, man.
Because of a loophole in Washington state laws at this time, Linda was approved to practice medicine as a practitioner of alternative medicine. So that's how she got that doctor in there. And soon she was promoting her belief that her method of strict fasting was a revolutionary cure-all for any and all medical ailments.
That's not correct.
I'm like, maybe if you have like worms. Otherwise, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So while she was establishing her medical practice in Washington, she started seeing a man's named Sam Hazzard.
That's a cool last name.
It is, and it becomes her last name.
Not for a
so
doctor.
I would never go.
Yeah.
You could be the most acclaimed doctor in the world.
If your last name is Hazard,
Dr. Hazard.
it's a no for me.
There used to be a dentist named Dr. Payne when I was little.
I
and I
know.
was like, no, I'm not going there. Mm-hmm. And then my mom was like, you have to go there.
You have to go.
You have to go there. So yeah, she started seeing this guy, Sam Hazzard. And by November 11th, 1903, they had known each other long enough to get married. And they were married in a small ceremony that took place in her medical office in Minneapolis. Wow. She took this medical shit seriously. Kinda. Then, though, to Linda's confusion, her husband of only a few hours disappeared on their wedding night. Huh. Yeah. What Linda didn't know at the time, and would go on to deny until the day that she died, was that her new husband already had a wife, Viva Fitzpatrick. Yeah. And the two had a home in Iowa. So Sam went on to spend the next 4 days in Iowa with Viva before finally returning to Minnesota to be with his other wife, Linda. Huh. I bet you didn't see that coming.
I did not.
We were talking about fasting. Now we're
I was
talking
like, wait
about
a second.
philandering.
No, I was-
See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
So he marries Linda in Minneapolis. Mm-hmm. Then he goes to Iowa to be with Viva for some unknown reason. Then he goes back to Minnesota. And then a few days later, he goes back to Iowa again, this time to tell Viva she's not his wife in any biblical or legal sense, only in common law.
What the fuck?
He said, Viva, you are not the wife.
Viva, you're gone.
Viva, dead. So he offered her no other explanation other than to tell her he was in fact married to Dr. Linda Burfield.
Wow.
And with that, he quit his job in Iowa and went back to Minnesota to be with his new bride, Linda.
Wow.
A little bit about Sam. Sam Hazzard.
A little bit about this guy.
A little bit about Sam for you. Sam Hazzard had always been and would always be known as a con man.
Cool.
He was actually like a pretty smart guy, smart enough that he would have been able to make his way in any kind of industry he really wanted to. But he really didn't like to work, and he just kind of drifted from one place to another.
Okay.
And when he walked out of his and Viva's apartment after telling her that she wasn't his wife anymore, he probably assumed that would be the last time he ever saw her. But he didn't consider that regardless of what he said about common law, Viva had absolutely no fucking intention of being cast aside for some new bitch in Minnesota.
No way.
And for the first time in his life, Sam Hazzard was about to face some consequences.
Good.
He also fucked over the wrong girl because Viva's father, Senator Joseph Fitzpatrick, used his influence to pull some strings, and he convinced the Hennepin County District Attorney to file charges against Sam for bigamy. So by Thanksgiving that year, Sam found himself standing before a judge in a packed courtroom.
Damn.
He had a lawyer to assist in his case, but it ended up being Dr. Linda, who did most of the research and legal work. Not only was she there to provide moral support for her husband, but she also spent a ton of time interviewing witnesses and trying to track down documentation to refute Viva's claims that
Seems like a conflict of interest.
You would think.
A little bit.
You would think.
Know?
According to Greg Olson, this wasn't just a matter of getting her new husband out of a legal jam. He wrote, Dr. Hazzard wanted Viva indicted for perjury.
Whoa.
So she got like a vendetta.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Throughout the trial, Sam's attorney, George Leonard, spent a lot of his time just vilifying and slandering Viva as a woman of dubious moral character. That's a quote.
Honestly, wear it as a badge of honor, Viva.
I love it.
Especially this dude saying it.
I'm obsessed. Yeah. A woman of dubious moral character. He said she was attempting to trap an honest man in an illegitimate marriage. I'm like, yeah, he's honest.
Yeah.
For Viva's family, who obviously was a pretty fucking prominent family, the accusations being made against her were not only slanderous, they were outrageous.
Yeah.
And they understood that while it was Sam's lawyer making the comments, it was very clearly Linda who fabricated the entire defense. Yeah. It seemed like while Viva may not have been able to find direct evidence of a formal marriage, Linda had gone out of her way to fabricate evidence of a long-standing relationship between Sam and herself, which only undermined Viva's claims. Yeah. In the end, all of Linda's scheming proved to be for nothing, though. The prosecutor proved himself to be more than adept, and Viva, the wronged woman, was a very sympathetic victim to the jury. In digging through Sam Hazzard's past, the district attorney uncovered a criminal history that included convictions and sentences for burglary, robbery, among other things, that made Sam much less sympathetic to the jury. And to make matters worse, after he was released from jail on one of the robbery convictions, he racked up a huge number of debts in Tacoma and just skipped town without paying them.
So he's just a butt.
Yeah, and they just keep finding like evidence after evidence, fact after fact that makes him look like the shitbag he is.
Yeah, they're just like, look.
Yeah, so the jury was like, what the fuck? Like,
kind of sounds like you're an asshole.
Yeah.
A day can change in an instant. We need nourishment so that we can stay sharp and out of danger. I'm not trying to be in danger. Kachava's whole body meal shakes will keep your body and your mind nourished all day and ready for anything. I'm obsessed with Kachava. If you know me, you know that. And if you don't, listen up. Kachava has amazing ingredients, absolutely incredible ingredients made up of 85 plus superfoods, nutrients, and plant-based ingredients, and it tastes good. I like to mix the vanilla flavor and the chai flavor to give myself a little vanilla chai. Kachava is a whole body meal with plant-based protein that actually tastes delicious. It's got 25 grams of 100% plant-based protein and 5 indulgent flavors: chocolate, vanilla, chai, matcha, and coconut acai. It has all the good stuff that your mind and body crave for whole body health. With every 2 scoops of Kachava, you get 85 plus superfoods, nutrients, and plant-based ingredients. Stay sharp and fuel your body with Kachava. Go to Kachava.com and use code MORBIDPOD for 15% off your next order. That's Kachava, Kachava.com, code MORBID for 15% off.
Do you remember in school when you just knew that your teacher had a favorite of everything? They would always use the same blue dry erase marker when they wrote on the board, or they would talk nonstop about their favorite element during science. I had a teacher once that literally had a favorite brand of marker. She would only write with specific markers, and if another marker ended up in her classroom, she was TO'd. And honestly, I was probably her favorite student because at the end of the year, I got her that specific brand of marker. Let's talk about their real favorite thing, though. Their favorite tissue brand, Kleenex. According to Teacher Lists, they are the #1 facial tissue trusted by teachers. Kleenex Ultra Soft tissues are silky soft to help prevent skin irritation, and now you can take them anywhere with Kleenex Snap and Go. I absolutely love Kleenex Snap and Go. It's so perfect to have that in your car. I had a cold last week and I was just, honey, my nose was a faucet. I hate to do this to you, but it was disgusting. Drew literally came out of our garage with like 15 of the Kleenex Snap and Goes, and I put those in my glove compartment, and honey, they were easy access. It was so nice knowing that I didn't have to blow my nose into like an old wrapper that I had. Ew. So do the best thing for your kids' teachers and stock up on the ultimate classroom favorite. Maybe it'll make them their teacher's favorite student. They definitely have a favorite. Don't even get me started because, again, you know it was me. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex. The best summer pieces are the ones you end up wearing on repeat, comfortable, versatile, and somehow right for almost every occasion. Quince makes it easy to create a summer wardrobe that you'll love, with elevated essentials made from premium materials like European linen, organic cotton, and washable silk, without the traditional retail markup. I love that! Quince's 100% European linen pants, dresses, and tops are the pieces that you absolutely will reach for all summer long. I absolutely love their linen. I have so many pairs of their linen pants, which you can dress up or you can dress down in the summer. Like, say you're going to a nice dinner, you can pair it with like a silk shirt, a really cute necklace, some good, makeup and an updo. Or if you're just looking for a more casual look, you can do the linen pants with like a loose button-up shirt and you still look really chic, kind of like, I don't know, Diane Keaton vibes, I kind of think. Also, it's not just apparel. Quince also offers elevated essentials for your home, from bedding and bath to kitchen essentials and furniture. They have it all, honey. I am a big lover of Quince, and I really do think you will be too. Make your summer wardrobe feel easier. Go to quince.com/morbid for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/morbid for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/morbid. Chilling crime cases are mysterious, but finding coverage shouldn't be. With the State Farm Personal Price Plan, you have options and can personalize your plan to help create an affordable price, so you can get back to cracking all of life's bigger cases. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state. But in the end, it was one of Linda's schemes that was his undoing.
Nice.
In her attempts to protect her husband and slander Viva, Linda sent telegrams to Sam's first wife, Agnes Hadley, in New York. Apparently, when Sam married Viva, he was still married to Agnes Hadley.
Oh, no.
This motherfucker is making bigamy
Holy
his job
shit.
of choice.
His full-time job.
Literally. Completely aware of this fact, though, Linda, or somebody writing on her behalf, I'm pretty sure it was Linda, sent threatening messages to Agnes, warning her not to testify or to contact the prosecutor. But sympathetic, which is crazy, sympathetic to the situation that Viva was in, because Viva's also the other woman.
That's a girl's girl right
That's
there.
a girl's girl. Agnes sent the threatening telegrams to Viva's dad, Senator Fitzpatrick, who in turn handed them right over to the district attorney.
That is the ultimate girl's girl.
It really
She could have
is.
been so petty and
yeah.
been like, well, you get what you reap what
karma
you
comes
sow,
around.
it's coming. But she's like, no, now I feel bad that you're having the same shit done to you.
Yeah.
Because also she might sit there and be like, well, maybe Viva didn't know.
Maybe she didn't know.
And like, I'm, whatever.
Yeah. She's devil's advocating,
Girl's girl.
She is. All in all, the telegrams were proof that Sam Hazzard had 100% committed bigamy, just not with the woman that the jury had originally assumed. So on the afternoon of February 4th, 1904, they deliberated for 5 hours and found Sam Hazzard guilty of bigamy, and he was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison.
Bye, Sam.
You would think.
Oh.
What followed was a very bizarre tug of war between Viva and Linda, who were both unwilling to give up this man for some reason. I gotta Google a picture. I didn't. He had to have been like real hot.
Sam Hazzard.
Or like had something going for him. But he lied to both of them, and they're both still after this man's.
Yeah.
For months, the Minnesota Press published stories about the frequent visits Sam was getting in prison by both women. And in the end, it seemed Viva had won out, not Linda.
Really?
Yeah. Linda, who literally went to bat, threatening people and basically doing his, coming up with his defense on her own.
Yeah.
Then he lands himself in jail and is after Viva again.
Yeah. That's him.
I wish you guys could see my face right now.
That's an artist's rendering. But
maybe it's the mustache.
here I am. I don't see it.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
It's, sometimes it's the personality. He
Sometimes
didn't
it
have a
is.
great one, but he was
gonna
a
say-
smooth talker.
I was going to say, it doesn't sound like he had that going for him either, but
We've all been wronged by a man, though, that we
Yeah.
were like, damn.
that you look
I
back
let you
and
do
you're
that.
like, what the fuck was I doing?
Yeah. But anyway, so they're both going to visit him in prison.
Yeah.
And like I said, in the end, it seemed like Viva won him out. After her promise that her father would do his best to get Sam pardoned, he agreed to Viva's demand that Sam tell Linda she was no longer welcome to visit him at the prison.
Damn.
So she's like, I got this nice little thing for you.
Holy shit.
Later, he told a reporter, "We didn't want a scene. I have made up my mind. In fact, I made it up some times ago as to where my duty and love lie, and it might as well be thoroughly understood for now and all of time." His love lied with Viva.
His love lad.
His love lad. True to his cowardly form, though, Sam never told Linda to her face that he was done with the relationship. Instead, she found out about his affair with Viva when she went to visit him at the jail and found a stack of letters from Viva in his jail cell one afternoon when he was away at a meeting.
What the fuck?
Yeah, which I didn't even know that you went to meetings in jail.
I was going to say, what meeting?
Maybe with an attorney or something. But the next day, she received word from the prison that she was no longer welcome there. Like
shit.
They said, "You've been removed from the list."
You've been taken off the visitor list, girl.
In the wake of the scandal and Sam's imprisonment, Dr. Linda Hazzard got herself together, though, and despite the humiliation, declared publicly that her affair with Hazzard had come to an end and she was moving on to do more important things. She was still focused.
Okay.
Behind closed doors, she was very much devastated, and she held out hope that Sam would come to his senses and return to her, which, like, why would you even want him back at that point?
Yeah.
And her friends were like, "Girl, you're being foolish as hell to keep this hope alive and to even want this man's." But if there was one thing that could be said for Linda Hazzard, it's that she almost always got what she wanted.
Almost always.
Almost always. Sam Hazzard might have had two desperately devoted women fighting over him publicly, but despite that, it's really hard to describe him as anything more than a greedy grifter, which is a really good band name.
Greedy
And I call
grifter.
We are greedy grifter. Given how easily Sam was willing to toss one thing over for another when it suited his interests, it should come as no surprise that, once he was released from prison a year and a half later, it wasn't Viva he returned to. It was Linda. So first he fucks Viva over for Linda. Then he fucks Linda over for Viva. And now he's fucking Viva over for Linda all over again.
And it's like, yeah, just kick him to the curb,
It's
everybody.
a vicious cycle, everybody. But, so he's back with Linda now. At that time in 1906, he found Linda Burfield living and working in Minneapolis, advertising herself as a specialist of fasting, physical culture, and health home.
Oh.
And they reunited, and Sam became manager of Linda's health home. But 1 year later, the Minneapolis telephone book listed the couple as suddenly moving to Seattle, Washington. Nobody really knows what happened during that year in Minneapolis or what caused them to relocate to Washington.
Suspicious.
Yeah, very suspicious. Years later, though, in an interview, all Linda would say was that she was called to the Pacific Coast.
The coast,
It said,
actually.
"Okay, girl."
Rang me on the phone.
It said, "Hello, Linda?
Come to me.
This is the coast.
This is the Pacific coast.
This is the coast, Colin." Whatever the case,
You
though.
know what to do.
You know what to do. I'm dead. I'm just picturing like a wave on the
coast.
phone.
The coast is like, Linda, where the hell you been, Mocha?
In my mind's eye, the coast has sunglasses
Yes,
on.
absolutely.
He's like a blue wave with
Absolutely, the
sunglasses.
Pacific coast has
He's
sunglasses
smoking
on.
a cigarette.
Yeah.
So whatever the case, once they were settled in Washington in the spring of 1906, Linda opened up her new practice, operating officially now as Dr. Linda Hazzard. There were critics, obviously.
What?
Yeah, I know. Can you imagine? There's
Shut
never
up.
critics.
Critics.
You start something new, critics ensue.
Critics?
So, I don't know what happened there. But it also at the same time, her business was thriving in Washington, even as her relationship with Sam slowly deteriorated.
Oops.
Mostly due to his inability to remain faithful.
Oh, shocking.
I'm also like, you kind of should have known that.
Yeah, you should have seen that one coming.
But still, as Linda had already proven, she had no intention of letting him go. So she just tolerated his infidelity as long as he continued to come home at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
To each their own.
Yeah, that's not the life I want, but you go, girl. So in Seattle, Linda continued treating patients with her miracle cure, despite having zero evidence that fasting or any of her other treatments were going to provide any relief.
Yeah. Just throw spaghetti at a wall, you know?
Yeah, she wouldn't even give you spaghetti.
No, she wouldn't.
That's way too
the
much
thing.
food, actually.
Yeah.
In fact, it wasn't long after establishing the new practice that she attracted a pretty good amount of negative attention when one of her patients, Lenora Wilcox, died while under her care. In the fall of 1907, Lenora Wilcox's death by starvation made headlines in Seattle, in large part because of the supposed doctor who was treating her was not a doctor at all.
No.
Lenora's death turned out to be just the first of many pieces of bad publicity for Linda, but it's a significant part of the story because it happened right around the same time that they decided to relocate to Olalla, Washington, a small village on the coast. And it was there that Linda's dream would finally be realized. The opening of her quote-unquote revolutionary fasting clinic, Wilderness Heights.
That's, when you think of dying by starvation,
it's slow.
I don't think anyone, including me, can conceive of how painful and horrifying that death must be.
I can't imagine.
Like, I can't even grasp it in my wildest dreams.
And you lose so much. Like, you lose, like, cognitive ability. You lose, like, your mind goes as your body withers away.
Yeah.
It's awful. It's awful what happened to these people. So while she continued to treat individual patients in an outpatient capacity, Wilderness Heights, which the locals usually referred to as Starvation Heights, offered Linda the opportunity to put her full treatment regimen into practice with those who visited the clinic and would stay for weeks at a time. So before, she's just kind of like going to people out, like, and like they're coming and taking her advice and doing it at home. Now people are coming and staying there under her care.
Oof.
Yeah. While there, patients were put on a strict diet. Most only ate very small amounts of food, while otherwise fasting for as many as 30 days.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
30 days?
30 days.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Obviously, it's close to impossible for somebody to go that long without eating, so patients were allowed small amounts of food every few days, but to call them meals would be a massive understatement. In most cases, patients on a fasting plan would be given a piece of fruit every few days. Not like every day. Every few days they would get a piece of fruit or a dinner of, I don't even want to call it tomato soup, because it was really just like the juice or water extracted from the tomato.
Ooh.
Or they would get broth, but that was really just water, like, extracted from vegetables.
Oh my God, that makes me gag just thinking about it. Yeah. I also fucking hate tomatoes. And the juice of a tomato to me sounds like the most diabolical thing.
That's the thing, because I wanted to say too, like, not tomato juice, because that has other shit in it. And like
the actual like water from it.
Tomato water.
I can't even think of that.
So this practice, according to Linda, allowed the body to purify itself of toxins.
Shut the fuck up.
We're not even going to get into why that's wrong, but it is.
Oh my
Thereby
Lord.
ridding the patient of any ailments or diseases.
That's not how that works.
No. And when they weren't fasting, patients were subjected to other forms of supposedly natural treatments that included enemas, of course.
Internal baths.
Yeah, internal baths, or other hydrotherapies, or quote-unquote aggressive massages given by Linda herself or one of the other nurses, which author Terence Hines describes as more closely resembling beatings.
What?
Just like punch the toxins out of them.
What?
Like slap the toxins out of them.
This isn't working.
It's horrible.
I know that.
It's horrible.
That's horrifying.
I can't imagine the shit that lingers on that land to this day.
Seriously. Because you also have to think of, like, if you don't eat for like a few hours during the day, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you'll be busy and you don't eat, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm so hungry.
And your stomach feels so empty.
And you just like don't feel well. And sometimes you feel like nauseous if you don't eat.
And
like,
then sometimes
for a while.
you do eat after that and you like don't feel good then because it's been so long since you've eaten.
You've gone over the point of being hungry, so then you don't even know what you want to eat because you're so hungry. It's like that, which is the most privileged form of being hungry, like just forgetting to eat and not being able to, you know what I mean? Like just being busy. That is gross and a horrible, horrible feel. Like, I hate that feeling. It can trigger a migraine. It can do all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So like thinking of anything past that or it being out of my control to feel that way is beyond the bounds of my imagination. Like, just thinking about this, I'm like, And these people thinking it's going to cure them because they're just being told that by a doctor,
Who they
someone
think
with
is a doctor
in front of their name.
And I think one thing that we have to point out, and I will continue to point out, is how desperate these people were to feel better.
That's
these
the thing.
These
people must have been
already
so
had
sick.
things that they were struggling with, like stomach problems, chronic inflammation, like this, that, and the other thing that they'd been struggling with forever. So when they're sitting there on having a conversation with someone they think is a doctor and she's telling them this is going to work,
They're desperate.
they're desperate and they want to see this through.
Yeah. And if you live in like chronic pain or you have like
I can't
chronic
imagine.
stomach issues or anything like that, you know the desperation.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. You know that feeling when you come home late from work and those puppy dog eyes just pierce right through your soul? Or when you're packing for a trip and your cat refuses to leave your suitcase? Yeah, we've all been there. Pet parent guilt is real. And you know what? It's completely normal. That's exactly why Hill's Pet Nutrition exists. They understand that being a pet parent means being human, with all of our imperfections and daily juggling acts. Hill's science-led nutrition helps you give more love than humanly possible. Whether it's those long work days or trying to balance attention between multiple pets, Hill's Pet Nutrition gets it. They've created science-based nutrition that supports your pet's lifelong health so you can feel confident even when life gets hectic. Because you're only human, there's Hill's. Science does more. Ready to let go of the guilt? Find the right food at hillspet.com/podcast. That's hillspet.com/podcast. This is a paid ad by BetterHelp. I happen to be somebody that struggles with people pleasing. So a lot of times I will build things up and up and up and up and up and then kind of get to the point where I'm like, I need to let this out to this person. Even in 2026, that stigma and just stigma in general can get in the way of a lot of things, like getting support for your mental health. Maybe you've encouraged friends to consider therapy while avoiding taking that first step yourself because you're busy. You're worried about what other people might think or telling yourself that you should handle this all alone. But therapy with BetterHelp, the world's largest online therapy platform, can be a space to slow down and talk through what's been building before it feels unmanageable. Just take a short questionnaire to identify your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp will handle the initial therapist matching work for you. Their industry-leading match rate means BetterHelp typically gets it right the first time. Feel confident knowing BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully qualified. Don't let hesitation hold you back. Find support with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/morbid. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/morbid.
You know that thing where you get an amazing pair of shoes at a really great price and want to tell everyone about it? Yeah, so do we. Here at Designer Shoe Warehouse, we'll give you something to brag about, like the latest styles from brands you love, or the trends everyone's obsessing over, or shoes that make you feel like, well, you. So go ahead, show off a little. Find shoes that get you at prices that get your budget. Head to your DSW store or DSW.com today. DSW, let us surprise you.
So given the criticism that she received since opening her practice, it's no surprise that Linda was vague and very secretive about the treatments at her sanitarium. But thanks to a detailed diary kept by one of her patients, Earl Erdman, there is some insight into what life was like at Wilderness Heights in the very early days.
Ooh.
And I would assume in the early days it was probably a little better, which is crazy.
Holy shit.
In his diary, he describes the process of fasting under her direction, Linda's direction, and how it made him feel. His diary starts February 1st. He said, saw Dr. Hazzard and began treatment this date. No breakfast, mashed soup dinner, mashed soup supper. But I think dinner must have been kind of like lunch
Like
and
an
supper
earlier,
was dinner. February 5th through 7th. That is 2 days.
So 2 full days.
2 full days. 1 orange breakfast, mashed soup dinner, mashed soup supper. 2 days. February 8th, 1 orange breakfast, mashed soup dinner, mashed soup supper. The 9th through the 11th, 2 days, or really 3 days, excuse me. 1 orange breakfast, strained soup dinner, strained soup supper.
So that's just liquid.
It goes on like that for a while. And then February 16th, he says, 1 cup hot strained tomato soup AM and PM. Slept better last night. Head quite dizzy. Eyes yellow and streaked red.
What the fuck?
February 17th, ate 3 oranges today. That's it. February 19th, called on Dr. Dawson today at his home, slept well Saturday night. February 20th, ate strained juice of 2 small oranges at 10 a.m. So not even eating
Just
an
the
actual
juice.
orange, just the juice, strained. Dizzy all day.
I wonder why.
Ate strained juice of 2 small oranges at 5 p.m.
So just juice.
Yep. February 21st, ate 1 cup settled and strained tomato broth. Backache today just below ribs.
Just below ribs. How's your kidneys?
Yep. Shutting down. February 22nd, ate 2 small oranges at 10 a.m. Backache today and right side just below ribs.
I'm worried about your kidneys, sir.
February 23rd, slept but little last night. Ate two small oranges at 9 a.m. Went after milk and felt very bad.
Oh.
So now it's like he tried something heavier and his stomach probably can't even handle that.
Ugh.
Ate 2 small oranges, 6 p.m. February 24th, slept better Wednesday night. Kind of frontal headache in the a.m. Ate 2 small oranges, 10 a.m. Ate 1.5 cups hot tomato soup, 6 p.m. Heart hit up to 95 minutes and sweat considerable.
I don't think it's working, babe.
No. February 25th, we're nearing the end here, by the way. February 25th, slept pretty well Thursday night. Ate 1.5 cups tomato broth, 11 a.m. Think about 1.5 cups. I want you to think about your measuring spoons.
Yeah, like think about, like look
Measuring
at
cups.
a thing of 1 cup
1.5 cups for a full day.
of broth.
And then 1.5 cups tomato broth at 6 p.m. Pain in right below ribs. February 26th, did not sleep so very well Friday night. Pain in right side just below ribs and back. Pain quit in the night. Ate 1.5 cups tomato broth at 10:45 a.m. Ate 2.5 pump small oranges at 4:30 p.m. Felt better afternoon than for the last week. About 1 month after that last entry, on March 28th, Earl Erdman was hospitalized for malnutrition and died a few hours later.
I am not surprised, and that is awful.
That's almost that's a full month of what that man ate.
And it was orange juice and
next
broth.
to, I ate more this entire week than that man ate in a month.
I
And I'm
ate
not
more
being
this-
funny, like I'm being
I
serious.
ate more, literally, I ate more today
Today.
than I'm pretty sure that guy ate almost that entire month.
Yeah. Like it's
He ate liquid.
so hard to conceive of.
Like, and then
And
the
his
pains
kidneys
he was
absolutely
having, I'm
shut
like, oh
down.
my God, your kidneys are screaming.
Yeah. So it turned out that the deaths of Lenora Wilcox and Earl Erdman were to be just 2 of many patients who died under the care of Linda Hazzard. But there was not much the authorities could do because these patients gave their consent to be treated.
Yeah.
In 1908, for example, Dr. D.D. Whedon and his wife had their 8-month-old baby removed from the home by the Humane Society when it was learned that, at the direction of quote-unquote Dr. Hazzard, the couple had been starving their baby.
I want to fucking fight all of those people.
Every single last one of
That's
them.
not even slightly okay.
Not even
Like,
a little bit.
No.
According to the press, the conduct of the Whedon family in following the directions of the physician annoyed the neighbors. And in the belief that the baby girl was being starved to death, the Humane Society was notified.
Good.
It
Because
turned out...
I don't care. You're an adult. You can make your own
That's the
decisions with
thing.
what you want to do with your own
Yeah, go for
body.
it.
Doing that to an
baby?
8-month-old baby, what the fuck is that going to do?
And, like, what are you giving a baby?
Oh, all
like,
3 of them should have been. Because an 8-month-old baby, I'm like, you're not giving him broth and shit. What are you doing?
that's the thing. Like, at that age, babies can't even have a ton of water. So what are you giving
That's the
this
thing.
baby? So it turned out that Mrs. Whedon had been seeing Dr. Hazzard for treatment of an unknown illness at that time. And she mentioned that her daughter also seemed unwell. And Linda Hazzard then recommended the same fasting treatment regardless of the child's age.
What the fuck?
The baby was obviously placed in foster care, and there's no mention of her after, so hopefully she
awful.
lived. But when the police arrived to remove her from the home, Mrs. Whedon pulled a gun from a desk drawer and aimed it at one of the police officers before he was able to wrestle it
Holy
out of her
shit.
hand. The entire incident, including the attempted shooting of an officer, as far as everyone saw it, was because, quote, the woman, because of the Hazzard treatment, had become insane.
Wow.
Like, she's not in her right mind
No.
at all. So the public complained loudly about Linda Hazzard's clinic in the past, usually with no effect. But the incident with the Whedon baby was a new level of concern among the public. According to press accounts, had no one intervened, it was speculated this girl wouldn't have lived more than a few days longer, this baby. On January 30th, 1908, Linda was arrested finally and charged with practicing medicine without a license. To those who were most concerned about reform, this seemed like a giant step towards stopping the spread of quack medical practitioners. But by the time she went to trial in March, the most the judge could do was fine her $50 for practicing without a license.
Wow.
An 8-month-old baby almost died, was on death's doorstep.
It would have.
And
She
would have
would
died
killed that
had
baby.
people not intervened. And she got fined $50,
Wow.
which I'm sure was easy to pay because remember, all of these people are coming to her, paying her money for this quote unquote
Desperately
cure-all.
wanting a cure-all.
Yeah. Despite the court's ruling against her, Linda continued to promote herself as a doctor and again found herself before a judge in June of 1908 for violating that same order. The judge said, Linda Burfield Hazzard can put all the doctors before her name that she wishes to, but this does not imply she's a physician.
Nope. Sure doesn't.
But it's like, yeah, but nobody knows that.
Yeah. And again, these people are desperate. They're seeing a doctor. It's not like back then you could go check their credentials on
Google.
fucking WebMD or whatever the fuck you want to check it on. It's like, you just see doctor.
Yeah, someone
And
says they're a
they have
doctor, you
clinic.
believe them.
They have a whole ass clinic.
Yeah, why would you think
Why would
anything
you
else?
think that they aren't?
Exactly. Well, acting in her own defense this time, Linda argued that despite what the sign said, she was not in fact practicing medicine. She was acting as a fasting specialist for those who gave their expressed consent to receive her services.
Except for an 8-month-old baby and a little girl who couldn't have given their consent, you dumb bitch.
Judges, the local police, and reform activists may have disagreed with Linda, and they would continue to challenge her arguments, but there wasn't a lot they could do to stop her from continuing to promote her treatment. Aside from misrepresenting herself as a medical doctor, which, like I just said, only resulted in a fucking $50 fine, there weren't any laws at that time against what she was doing, especially where people gave their consent.
Yeah.
So in the years that followed, she continued to promote Wilderness Heights and herself as a leading expert in the revolutionary practice of medicine. And as a result, people continued to die.
Yeah.
In the summer of 1909, Blanche Tyndall died of starvation while under Linda's care. And on the death certificate, Dr. Charles Ford listed the cause of death as starvation with toxemia and pregnancy.
Wow.
She was pregnant.
Holy
and
shit.
was starved to death.
My God.
In
You
her,
need so much when you're pregnant.
oh my God, you're eating for two is not
literally-
hyperbolic. You're eating for two.
That's like it's like your whole body needs so much extra of everything because you are just running.
Yeah, you're
it's like a
creating
marathon.
human.
Yeah.
In her own statement, Linda strongly rejected the cause of death listed on the certificate and said instead, Mrs. Tyndall died of organic imperfection. I have nothing more to say. You're a cunt.
Died of organic imperfection.
You're a cunt.
Yeah, that's the cuntiest thing I've ever
And
heard.
a murderer.
Yeah, straight up.
The
Straight
death,
up.
yeah, unreal. The death of Blanche Tyndall inspired a new round of calls for Linda's arrest because one, she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And then a few weeks later, the husband of another patient, Viola Heaton, filed a complaint of manslaughter with the district attorney when his wife died. According to Linda, the claims were simply incorrect and a result of the mainstream medical industry attempting to smear her and her treatments. In a statement to the press, she said, Mrs. Heaton first called upon me Monday, March 22nd, and told me she had for years been a sufferer of indigestion and other ailments. She said, in fact, it was Mr. Heaton who suggested that his wife visit Linda's sanitarium in the first place, having read about her successful treatment of a similar patient a year earlier. So she literally, this guy is suing her, and she's like, it's actually your fault because you sent her my way.
Wow, she's diabolical.
She's an asshole.
Like truly diabolical.
And then in the end, she placed the ultimate blame on Viola Heaton herself, who had died, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Saying Viola had intentionally skipped the small meals that Hazzard had prescribed between the fasts.
Wow.
I'm so sure.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, because she can't defend herself now.
Yeah, she's not here to
say
say.
whatever you want.
But again, the problem was that the state penal codes were not designed to deal with such radical changes to the medical industry, and there weren't laws to protect people from quacks like this woman. No one had actually really ever imagined that a person might practice medicine without the proper training or licensure, so nobody thought to establish a law against it in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, why would you think of that?
So Wilderness Heights remained open, and despite the hits to her reputation, she kept attracting new patients. Typically desperate individuals willing to try anything to relieve themselves of, like I said, their chronic pain and fatal disease.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Between 1909 and 1911, as Linda and Sam continued building the Institute at Wilderness Heights, there were many more deaths, including that of Eugene Wakelin, a patient who actually came all the way to Washington from New Zealand to stay after reading one of Linda's books. In November 1909, while still under the care of Hazzard, he actually shot himself in the head on the property.
Holy shit.
The death ended up being ruled as suicide, but there were many in the area who questioned if he actually had ended his own life or there was something more there. It was certainly in the realm of possibility that he had ended his own life, but suspicion still fell on Linda Hazzard when investigators learned that just prior to his death, Eugene had given Linda power of attorney, leaving her in charge of his estate upon his death. And although she somehow managed to avoid arrest or prosecution for that death, for the first time, the authorities started to wonder if there was something more nefarious than mere neglect, arrogance, and medical malpractice going on at Starvation Heights.
There's some shit on that property.
And that's where we're going to wrap for part 1.
Holy shit.
When we come back for part 2, I think you're going to be with me and everybody else, like the authorities and the judges and the police and everybody else that thinks there was definitely something more to this.
Some nefarious shit happened. I mean, we already know if nefarious shit is happening, but even more nefarious shit.
Yeah. I think maybe she went into this wanting to help people and fucking lost herself along the way.
Damn.
When she realized what she could get.
Holy shit.
Because I do think she thought fasting worked in the beginning.
But then when you hear about, like, you know, organic imperfection kind of shit.
Yeah, she lost
and that's all I'll say about it.
She lost her shit. And again, like I just said, like she became very arrogant. And then I think there were things she saw that she could get away with. And after standing before a judge multiple times and realizing that she was getting away with them, she got bolder and bolder.
And she was just like, well, I can keep getting this shit.
Yeah.
I keep making a name for myself.
And maybe I can get more.
Because
now she's got people signing over power of attorney.
Oh, yeah.
That's
the
huge.
power is getting to her head.
And that's where we're going to pick up in part 2. Power of attorney is going to be a big theme.
Brutal case.
Yeah, it's awful.
Holy shit.
So with that, we hope you keep listening.
And we hope you
keep
it
weird. But not so weird as Linda Hazzard, because that bitch is crazy.
She's a bitch.
And a murderer.
Talk about regrets. We all know someone who's been in a car accident and said, I don't need to call a lawyer, only to regret it after their pain and damages were worse than expected. When someone hurts you, you deserve to be compensated fairly. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm, fighting for the people for over 35 years. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com/podcast. That's forthepeople.com/podcast. Their fee is free unless they win.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in, and that's too late. Simply Safe is changing that.
Stop. This is Simply Safe. Police are on the way.
We don't just alert, we stop crime before it starts. Simply Safe, plan starting around $1 a day. Save 50% on your new system with professional monitoring at simplysafe.com/SXM or with promo code SXM.
Outdoor deterrence requires a Simply Safe Active Guard outdoor protection plan starting at $49.99 a month. Visit simplysafe.com/licenses for alarm license information. Tennessee 2012.